I'm your host and coordinator for this question and answer session, and I would coordinate the whole session between the audience and our speaker for the day, Dr. Zakir Naik. To derive more benefit for all present here today in the limited time available, we would request you to kindly observe the following rules and regulations. Questions asked should be on the topic Al-Quran, should it be read with understanding only. Questions not relevant to the topic would not be entertained. Kindly state your question briefly and to the point. This is a question and answer session and not a lecture time. Only one question at a time may be asked. For your second question, you would have to go back of the row where you're queuing up to ask your second question. 3 mics have been provided in the auditorium for questions from the audience. 2 for the gents on my left and right next to the stage, and 1 above in the balcony for the ladies. Please stand in queue at one of the mics if you wish to put a question to the speaker, and speak into the mic only when the mic is handed to you by the mic handling assistants. We will allow 1 question on each of the mics in a clockwise rotation. Written questions on slip papers, which are available from our volunteers in the aisles as well as on the stage, would be given secondary preference after the questions on the mics are answered by Dr. Zakir. In the interest of having a less time wasting, a more educative and an interesting question and answer session, our decision to allow or disallow irrelevant questions would be final. In the interest of eliciting an appropriate answer from Dr. Zakir, it is requested that you kindly state your name and profession before putting forward your question. May we begin with the first question from the ladies section, please.
Dada, why do certain surahs of the Quran begin with Alif Lam Mim or Yasin? What is its significance? Could you explain it?
The sister asked the question that what is the meaning of certain letters which are present at the beginning of the surahs, like Alif Lam Mim, Yasin, Hamim. What is its significance? These letters are known as the Muqattat, or the abbreviated letters. And if you analyze, totally there are 29 Arabic letters in the Arabic language, if you count Hamza and Alif as 2 letters. And if you analyze in the Holy Quran, out of the 114 surahs, 29 of the surahs also contain these abbreviated letters. Sometimes it occurs individually, sometimes in combination of 2s, 3s, 4s, maximum is in combination of 5. If you analyze, it occurs alone in 3 surahs as Sad, Qaf, Noon. It occurs in combinations of 2 in 10 different surahs as Taha, Tasin, Yasin, and as Hamim in 7 surahs. It occurs in the combination of 3 abbreviated letters in 3 different combinations as Alif Lam Mim in total 6 surahs, as Alif Lam Ra in 6 surahs, as Ta, Sin, Mim in 2 surahs. It occurs in the combination of 4 abbreviated letters in 2 different surahs, and as combination of 5 in another 2 surahs. And many surahs even contain more than 1 combination. The basic question is, what is the meaning? What is the significance of these abbreviated letters? There have been books and volumes of literature written only on what do they mean. Volumes and volumes. I'll just mention a few. That some say it is a short form for certain words. For example, Noon is a short form for Nur. Some say it's a sign of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Some say it's a short form for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Some say it's the name of the titles of surah, like how we have Yasin, it's title of a surah. Some say that it has been used for rhyming purposes to make the Quran more rhythmic. Some others say that these Arabic letters, they have got some numerical values, therefore it indicates some numerical code. While some people say that these abbreviated letters, they were used by Archangel Gabriel to attract the attention of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and today it's used to attract the attention of the readers. There are various reasons given, but the best and the most logical reason, which I agree with, is the same which was also given and agreed upon by Ibn Qasir, as well as by Zamakhshari, as well as by Ibn Taymiyyah. All these are great scholars and commentators of the Holy Quran. The Holy Quran says in Surah Al-Imran chapter 3, verse number 7, that some of the verses of the Holy Quran, they are well established, are muhkamat ayats. Some are mutashabiyat, some are not well established. Like for example, Qul huwallahu ahad. It's a very well established ayat. There is no two opinion about it. It is that say He is Allah one and only. Some ayats are not well established, like Alif Lam Mim, Yasin, Ta, Noon, Qaf, various others. But you should analyze that since the Holy Quran says, we have made the Quran easy for you to understand, all these not well established ayats, their meaning is based on some other established verse of the Holy Quran. The best commentary of the Holy Quran is the Quran itself. The answer to these will be found somewhere else in the Holy Quran. The reason given by these scholars, which I agree is the best answer, is that when the Quran was revealed, Arabic was at its peak. The Arabs were very proud of the language. The thing that they were most proud was of the language. Arabic was at its zenith. The Arabs of that time, they were proud of the language. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Alif Lam Mim, Yasin, Ha Mim, Noon, Qaf, like how we say A, B, C, D, F, L, M. Allah is telling them, these are your letters. This Arabic is your language. You are so proud of it. With your language, Alif Lam Mim, Yasin, Ta, Sin, Ha Mim, and Allah gives a challenge. In Surah Baqarah, chapter 2, verse number 23 and 24, it says, وَإِن كُنْتُمْ فِي رَيْبٍ مِمَّا نَزَّلْنَا عَلَى عَبْدِنَا. And if you are in doubt as what we have produced to our servant Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam from time to time, فَأْتُوا بِسُورَةٍ مِّن مِّثْلِهِ. Then produce a surah somewhat similar to it. وَادْعُوا شُهَدَاءَكُم مِّن دُونِ اللَّهِ إِن كُنتُمْ صَادِقِينَ. And call forth your helpers and witnesses if there are any besides Allah. فَإِن لَمْ تَفْعَلُوا. And if you cannot, وَلَن تَفْعَلُوا. And of a surety you cannot. فَاتَّقُوا النَّارَ الَّتِي وَقُودُهَا النَّاسَ وَالْحِجَارَةُ أُعِدَّتْ لِلْكَافِرِينَ. Then fear the fire whose fuel is men and stone, which is prepared for those who reject faith. So Allah is giving a challenge that this is your language, you Arabs, it's your language, Alif Lam Mim, Ta, Sin, Ha Mim. With your alphabets, with your letters, I have produced the Quran. Allah gives the challenge, with your Arabic, try and produce a single surah somewhat similar to the Holy Quran. Not the full Quran. Allah gives the challenge that try and produce a single surah somewhat similar to the Holy Quran. And some surahs are hardly 3 verses. The shortest surah contains 10 words. So Allah gives the challenge that with these letters I have produced the Holy Quran. I challenge you to produce a surah somewhat similar to the Holy Quran. Many people tried, but they failed miserably. To give you an example, the human body. The components and elements of the human body is present in the soil in a lesser or greater quantity. But there's a world of a difference between the human body and the soil and the earth. Though the components are same. What component the human body contains, the elements, the chemical, you can go in the market and purchase it. You can add a few gallons of water to it, but you cannot give life. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can give life. The components are same. You can purchase it from the market for a couple of thousand rupees or even less. But you cannot give life. You cannot make the circulation system work, the nervous system work. The components are present, but you can't give life. Only Allah can give. In the same way, Allah says, these are your letters. Alif, Lam, Mim, Ha, Mim, Yasin. With your letters, I have produced the Holy Quran. It's a challenge to the whole of humankind along with the jinn to try and produce a single surah somewhat similar to the Holy Quran. And that's the reason that whenever these abbreviated letters occur in the Holy Quran, immediately after these words, there is a quality of the Holy Quran mentioned. For example, in Surah Baqarah chapter 2 verse number 1 and 2 it says, Alif Lam Mim, Zalikal Kitabu La Rayba Fi. That means Alif Lam Mim, this is a book in which there is guidance without doubt. Quran says in Surah Al-Ibrahim chapter 14 verse number 1, Alif Lam Ra. This is the book we reveal to thee to lead the human beings from darkness to light. Giving you the quality of the Quran, that Quran can lead the human beings from darkness to light. Therefore, whenever these abbreviated letters are mentioned, after it is the quality of the Holy Quran. Otherwise, Allahu Alam, Allah knows the best.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Riyaz Vadgaonkar. Let me call you, first of all, Sir Zakir Naik. So my question is, for every letter of Quran we recite, we get sawab, all the blessings. Does that mean that reciting Iblis, 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 which is also mentioned in Quran, that person will get blessings also?
The Prophet posed the question that as it's mentioned in the Sahih Hadith, as I mentioned in my talk in Tirmidhi Hadith number 1003, that every letter of the Quran you recite, you get sawab. Brother asked the question, does it mean that if I recite Iblis, 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 which mentioned in the Holy Quran, will I also get sawab? Brother, if you recite Iblis, 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 as though you made a tasbih, glorifying him, you won't get sawab. But if you recite Iblis with understanding, and realizing that Iblis is a Satan, Iblis is a devil, he's an evil one, he's an enemy to you, then inshallah you will get sawab.
The chairman, sir.
The next question from the brother in the front.